Time to take the old truck to the shop. My dad's going to add a new fan to the radiator. Instead of the original 2-blade, it will be a 4-blade fan. It tends to overheat on the hot days. Oh, it requires a different pulley?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, the holes are drilled for 4 instead of 2. Getting in is a lot of fun. I have to back way up so that my feet will get in between the seat and the door.
This is the only vehicle my dad, Byron Wingate, drives these days. He feels safe in this 1931 Model A.
Push button start, of course. Hard to start.
Love that sound. It's been more than a year and a half since Dad and I took a drive in this old truck. Following along so I can bring Dad home after he drops it off for service. Maybe I'll get another ride after it's modified. About a year ago, my dad fell down on the concrete at the parking lot at Kiwanis Club and broke his neck. Very serious injury, although fortunately it didn't damage any of his spinal cord. His injury did not heal on its own, so he had to resort to surgery. With rods and screws to hold his vertebrae in place, Dad is recovering now and doing quite well, as you can see from this video. Seaside Automotive is where my dad likes to bring his Model A for servicing. Steve does a great job with all this work.
Information.
So how many Model A's have you worked on, Steve?
I've worked on Byron's here for the past 18 years.
Wow.
It's the only one I've ever worked on, but I was raised on a farm, so they're all pretty much, to me, the same. So we rebuilt this motor about 3 years ago, and we pulled the motor completely out, of course. I'm going to go ahead and check the torques again on it today.
Here we come to retrieve the truck.
Are you seeing this?
No, it doesn't register.
It doesn't register.
No, I don't see the liquid coming up into
Okay, so there's no liquid. This is just like a thermometer.
it. How do you tell?
Well, right now, if you look at it, there's no red
No,
in there.
no.
Now, the hottest that this thing got after an hour and a half of sitting here running was right about there. This thing, like I said, this is about normal.
Yeah,
They say this line here is about average.
yeah.
So as long as it's running right in here, anywhere between that line and here, you should be fine. I use a mirror because
I've just been thinking it just never
I
worked.
cannot really see it. When you open this up, you look like it's empty.
Yeah.
It's only going to get filled up so high because the overflow is meant to drop it on the ground.
Okay.
So when you look,
you shouldn't see much.
you're going to see it down about here.
Yeah. Was it really hard to put the fans in there? I mean,
You got to take off the
take
radiator
off
brackets.
the hood.
Yeah, take the hood off, take the brackets off, undo this hose, push
Drain
this
it.
forward. Yeah, drain it, of course. Once the pulley went on, I just went ahead and bolted the fans in. It was a lot easier that way. I went ahead and checked all the torque on all your bolts. And as you can see, what I did was I put a line in there first to start
to
with.
see if it's.
I broke it free and then retorqued it, and it came exactly up to the lines again.
Oh,
so
okay.
we got good torque on it now. They say that they want to see this like 3 different times. That would be that would have been the 3rd time. Took care of your fuel leak. This thing is just it's gonna weep a little bit here and there, but when it does, just snug it a little bit, or have me snug it. Now, when we rebuilt the motor, we did a modification to the valve assembly, or I should say valve followers. We put adjustable ones in there. Otherwise, you have to pull the heads in order to adjust the valves. and it's just more work. So it's at this point, all you have to do is remove the covers off, adjust the followers, and you're back in business again. New to coil in there, you know, that's kind of common. They kind of commonly go out, but again, they'll last forever as well, as long as the condition's kept up. Secondary ignition, if you let the gaps get too large, or they get plugged up, fouled out rather, it puts a strain on the secondary ignition coil, so the coil will actually burn out, and that's probably what happened the last time. I actually adjusted the timing so that he doesn't have to adjust it inside the vehicle anymore to start. It'll start right off just because of
You don't pay any attention to
good
that.
compression now, and so it's one thing he doesn't have to mess with anymore.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
So how many more miles we got on this baby?
100,000.
All right.
These things outlive us.
What a hot rod.